The issue of the economic impact. First of all, the company that you commissioned to do this study for you and to crunch those numbers. Tell me a little bit about that company.
So YouGov Sport are contracted by CPL to measure the economic impact of the tournament each year. They've been around since 2010 and do gather data and provide insights to many various leagues around the world. Certainly they are sports arm, but they do it for others, for other business ventures as well. They use standard metrics, George. They measure the impact by organizer spend, visitor spend, and media value generated by the tournament. Those are the three main pillars on which the impact is measured.
So, most academic papers you read will tell you that an economic impact study commissioned by company A and entity B is commissioned to do it on behalf of company A, most times reports findings that fit into the narrative that company A wants to articulate to its various publics. Does that apply in this case?
Well, first of all, let me confess, I probably don't read as many academic studies as you do.
I know you would have said that.
You know me well, eh?
I know you'd have said that. Yeah, go ahead.
So, all right, so let me talk about some of the numbers that were produced by YouGov Sport.
Yes.
And then I will give you my own take,
yes,
which may be a little bit less academic on the economic impact of the tournament. Yes. So 36,000 plus hotel rooms occupied during the course of the tournament across the 6 countries that host. 1,500 plus, shall we say, seasonal jobs created during the tournament. And $136 million plus worth of economic impact. Again, measured by organizer spend, visitor spend, and media value. We've spoken about this on the program before. Clearly, the vignettes produced by the television production company for each of the islands have immeasurable value to the tourism authorities. Yeah. And that's why many of them partner with the CPL every year to promote the tournament and by extension promote their country. But as somebody who travels with the tournament every year, I can speak about the impact that I see and feel on the ground in the various countries that I go to. Each year before the tournament starts, we do a recce. Although this is year 7 and we've done it in the same countries, we still go.
Yes.
So once the people on the ground see us, and by this time we're known to the people in the airports and the cab drivers and so on, they know the CPL is coming. It's something that everybody looks forward to. The cab drivers, the vendors, certainly there are certain members of CPL's staff, I won't call any names, but they certainly contribute a great deal to the local economy by their spend in the bars at night. There is a definite impact and there's a definite buzz around this tournament. This is the scientific data, but as somebody who is on the ground and has been on the ground with the tournament for the past 6 years, I absolutely know that this thing drives the economies of the countries in which it's headed.
The impact is one thing, right? We definitely know there's an impact, but it's the amount, the 63.3% is what they're saying, an increase. I've been at the CPL matches here in Jamaica, and for sure I didn't see the stand so full to the amount, to create that this sort of percentage. So that's where I'm going to ask you,
Yeah, so year on year, the impact from 2018 versus 2019 in Jamaica would have seen a significant increase, although, as you say, Sabina Park was not necessarily full. One of the reasons for that clearly is that in 2018 we only had 2 games at Sabina Park. Last year we had 5. So there would have been an increase attributable to that. And so maybe that's why, the casual observer would have said, well, nobody was at Sabina Park, but when you're more than double the number of games,
150% more games.
You're going to see an increase in the economic impact that happened here in Kingston.
But if you were to compartmentalize, Michael, what we call the direct spend. The direct spend is a man goes to a restaurant and buys something. He comes for CPL, he buys something. That's direct. If you were to compartmentalize direct spend, the spend from the organizer to get the activity going in the host nation, and then the media value. Which three of those components would be most valuable?
All right. I know that an academic like yourself would have asked that question. Unfortunately, George, I don't have that breakdown. It's valuable. It's a very interesting, because I wondered that myself. What of those three make up the lion's share of
that was the first question I asked when I looked at the
impact? A very good question. I can look. There are so many elements to this tournament. Let's take something that you guys will be very familiar with, which is producing the broadcast. The amount of moving parts involved in that. You know, when the production company has to hire a locally based air cargo company, they have to hire people on the ground to move the stuff from the port to the stadium and back. They have to engage customs brokers. You know what I mean? So there is a tremendous, I think, I would suggest to you that the two biggest, and this is an observation on my part, would certainly be the media value, and then if not right next to it, certainly not too far behind it, the organizer spend. And by organizer, I'm including everything that has to be done by ourselves and our partners to execute the tournament.
But then how much does really the local vendors here in Jamaica benefit?
Mariah, again, I can't put a number on that. You know, it's that, and again, I would have to say to our folks, can somebody at YouGov actually drill down that far?
Yes.
I'm doubtful that they can. And so something like that, in my view, would be more, and this is such an unscientific word, but anecdotal than anything else.
Yeah.
But definitely the things that are measurable are very measurable.
Yeah. And where social media is concerned, the new thing, it wouldn't be new to you, would be social media impressions. I'm talking to the viewers now, whereby, for instance, in India, they talk about, okay, in making the case recently for why test matches should be reduced from 5 days to 4 days, and comparing the numbers for test match viewership to T20 competition, T20 matches viewership, and the number of social media impressions. So people talking about the CPL game in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, if the game is being played here, a man watching it in Bangladesh, expats watching it in New England or wherever. There is a value on that I'm sure YouGov Sport would have factored into the numbers.
No, I am not. It's probably somewhere within the pillar of media value.
Yes.
I'm going to suggest, and this is not a plug, although it might sound like one, but our head of digital, Vishnu Kumar, is somebody who I think would be able to provide a lot of insight into what the value of our social media outputs or platforms are. And I know it's I know that they are significant.
So at the end of the day, after what happened with in 2018, where if you're to take the Talawa as the example, where because of the whole USA jaunt, I call it that, and the issues there, back in Jamaica, full-blooded in 2019, and what they got, as we'd say in Jamaica, they from what happened in 2019, they're seeing their way. They're seeing their way. You're a businessman, you know how that way. I'm starting to see my way now. The impact you're seeing in 2019 is an advertisement of the strength of the CPL and what it can do if it can grow from this base. I'm sure you'd agree with.
I do. I agree with you 100%, George. I mean, I think the mere fact that, what's the word I'm looking for? An infant league has now successfully completed 7 years and is looking ahead with great expectation to year 8 and beyond.
Yes.
Suggests that this is a solid foundation has been built, and there's really only nowhere else to go but up from here.
Hear you on that. All right. Well, Michael, thank you for coming in studio and talking with us.
My pleasure.
We look forward to more success from the CPL. And I can tell you, I don't know if it's because of freshness. For some reason, the 2019 edition just seemed to me like the best.
Yes.
Yet it was.
I was in all the action.
It was tremendous, and I've been to the previous editions of the competition, the games played here,
Center.
and you were here. You went to games in Jamaica and
Jamaica,
TNT.
yeah.
You were there for the final as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2019 was lit.
I had a slightly bigger role to play in 2019, so who knows?
There you
Well,
go. There you
good
go.
job, good job.
There's a linear connection between Michael's increased role and increased
job.
excitement. 2020 rolls along, and may it be stronger. Thank you very much, Mike, again.